Okay, hey guys, this is the tutorial on how to use Movie Studio Platinum 12 Suite, the software I'm using to create this documentary for Jerusalem Mill, and how to read this documentary script. So first we're going to start with the documentary script. And as you can see here, the parts in bold are the sections, or the chapter markers. Just like how in a movie you can go to the scene selection, that's what these parts are going to be. So the parts are going to be the introduction video, history, interview 1, history continued, interview 2, history continued, interview 3, and the credits. And by the way, these parts are for the prototype, which is the Hardy Boys documentary that I'm creating, and not the one for Jerusalem Mill. The one for Jerusalem Mill will be a little bit different. So for this, just to reiterate, for this video, for this documentary, for the Hardy Boys, these are the scene selection parts. What I just said, the introduction video, history, interviews, and credits. So, and I'll have more on that later. And then it says note brief introduction with pictures, video, and music. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then also one of the big important parts are these little carets here, or these greater and less signs, whatever you want to call them. If you see those, that means in between them there's text. And this would say the Hardy Boys, a walk through time. And then as you can see, it says the Hardy Boys, and then there's a space and it says a walk through time. That shows that it's on two different lines. And then you can also see that closer to the bottom. If I scroll down, there it says directed and produced by Brad Enzer, and it's in between these carets again. And then the carets start back up. That's all the text in between these. Oh, sorry, hold on. All this text is in between these two carets. And then all this text is in between these two carets. Next, anything you see in parentheses goes with the text. So for example, this is new blue title or X, which I'll show you what that is in a minute. That is the special effect for this text. These parentheses with the titles and text comma speedy, that is the special effect for this text. And then this is the special effect for this text down here. Okay. Back up to the top. Anything you see in red is the picture that goes with the text. And then the plus sign means it stands for transition, and that shows that there's a transition after that picture, go before the next picture. And just a tip or a hint, whatever, after every single picture you're going to see a plus sign. That's because there's a transition after every single one. Now, how to read the narration. Where it says history, everything here is narrated. So that means when it says Frank and Joe Hardy are fictional characters that appear in the well-known mystery series for juveniles, The Hardy Boys, that is all the narration that goes along with this picture. So right when it starts saying Frank and Joe Hardy, this book 1, that Tower Treasure, is going to show. And then when it ends with the Hardy Boys, that's when the picture is going to leave the scene and it's going to go into this next picture with Edward Stratemeyer. When the narration picks up with talking about Edward Stratemeyer here. And you'll learn about him in a few minutes. So that's about it. You're going to have a script similar to this for Jerusalem Mill. Now, this is Movie Studio Platinum 12 Suite. It's very simple to use for you guys. So I'm just going to give you a little orientation here like I did with the script. If you follow my arrow up here at this project ribbon, all you're going to need to worry about if you click on that is save it frequently. Save as, I already have it saved under a file. Make movie, I'm pretty much going to work with that, as well as render as, but I may say hey click, make movie, hey click, render as. Import media, you're not going to need to worry about. I already imported all the media. And that's basically it. Under edit, basically just undo or redo an event just like you would on Word. And you wouldn't have to worry about anything else other than switches. And over here, if you come over here, it says mute. So for example, let me click on something. Go back up to edit, switches, it'll say mute, and you can click mute to mute that. That's good. View, I already have everything picked out. You're not gonna need to worry about that. Insert, that's you. It says insert marker. That's where you're gonna need to click to insert marker. We'll have more on that later. Text media, there's another way to get to it. Tools, you're not gonna need to worry about anything under tools. Options, you're not gonna need to worry about anything under that. And help, you can just ask me for help. Now, and then also you don't need to worry about anything on here at all. And then down at the bottom here, there's this project media ribbon, as well as these. The project media, which I call the inbox, you can call it the project media if you want. That just has all the pictures and video, narration, music, all that stuff. Transitions, it has all these different transitions. You guys can just look at it and play with it. Just understand that down here you're going to see a few more folders. Don't worry about them, because the top one has a folder with everything. Media generators, that's where you're going to use, that's where you're going to find the credit roll, the new blue titler X, which you guys aren't going to use at all, the titles and text that you go on the video or on the picture, and then the legacy text with a solid background. Video FX, you're not going to need to worry about anything except this magic bullet quick looks, which changes the color of the video, which we don't need it for this Hardy Boys documentary, but I will show you that as an example for the Jerusalem Mill documentary. And then you just have the timeline down here at the bottom with this little piece that I'm moving around, and that's just where you want it to go. It starts here at 0. You can move it down to 30 or whatever you want. And then it says text, video overlay, video, voice. And then if you use the bottom arrow just to scroll down, it shows the music and sound effects and all that stuff. Okay, so that is pretty much that. Other than over here, it shows a black screen. That is your preview screen. Okay, and one other thing, back to this project media ribbon and media generators. If you click, say, titles and text, the preset, which is the titles and text you can use, is over here under preset. Just thought I'd clarify that. And I will show you the rest under the next part. Thanks, guys.